What's going on, guys? This is game 2 of the series between Helvetian and biyishun in the first round of the lower bracket of the Fall Classic 2018. This time we have quite an interesting matchup, Colchis versus Massilia. Now, you don't see that every day, because Massilia definitely would appear to have quite a significant edge over Colchis, but we'll see, maybe biyishun has something up his sleeve. So, looks like a pretty standard build for Massilia. Will be quite strong.
Orders understood.
It's really, I don't know, Massilia just has such an advantage. The Massilian hoplites are so good. The Colchian nobles are just about equals, I think, and about the same in price as well, but the real problem is that Massilia can bring these really cheap axe warriors and really cheap cab as well. Well, he can bring Massilian cab. He's chosen to bring Citizen cab, which are fine as well. And these cheap axe warriors, and if you want to bring Celtics, he could as well, are just such a hassle for Colchis to beat down, because they have to bring the axe warriors or the Cartly axemen. They're going to cost you a lot more. They will win, but the real problem is, like, it's not significant enough. And then with the spare money, Massilia will be able to bring way more cav and missiles, and that will be really annoying for Colchis to deal with. So let's go look at the builds. We have up front here three Massilian hoplites with axe warriors in reserve. Looks like 4 axe warriors. Yeah, 4 axe warriors in total. 2 thorax swords over here. Oh, 4th Massilian hoplite as well, and 1 levy free. And then the 4th Citizen Cav that I mentioned, and 1 Hippias Lancer Gen. And for missiles, Celtic skirmishers, 2 Celtic slingers, and a Celtic skirmisher. So he's gone for a very similar army to his Athens build last time, with 2 javelins and 2 slingers, 4 Citizen Cav, 1 Hippias, and then a mix of hoplites and swords. Some cheap swords and some expensive swords, but quite a balanced build, and will be quite effective. Now, there are 4 Eastern Slingers for biyishun, and this could be very good if you keep them alive, and you should expect to be able to keep them alive, because you should have Noble Blood Cav to help out if he decides to do that. He does have 3 Noble Bloods, 2 Horse Archers as well. Then on the flanks here, you see a pretty strong line, hoplites and Cartly axemen here. It's like 4 Cartly axemen as the charge comes in from Massilia. This is a great charge, and it's going to really block the charge of the Cartly axemen, which is going to be really favorable. So 4 Cartly axemen, looks like 2 hoplites, and over here 1 axeman and 2 Colchian nobles. So here's like already, and 1 Eastern spearman, by the way. These 4 Eastern Slingers are going to be great, but he really needs to focus the right targets. He can't waste his time focusing these Eastern Slingers, just because he doesn't have the time. His infantry is so inferior. So now the problem is, Cartly axemen will probably do fine against Massilian hoplites, but they already got charged, which is a big deal. Meaning their charge is really inferior to the thorax swords. Look, 120 men for the thorax swords against only 100 for the Cartly axemen already. Same thing over here, 111 Massilian hoplites, 90 Cartly axemen. So the fights are already so unfavorable for biyishun, because he let his guys get charged. Not sure why he didn't have his Noble Blood in close support. He's going to lose a Citizen Cav here, though. But already nice focus fire from Helvetian against his Eastern Slingers. He might as well focus the Eastern Slingers, because he only has 2 Slingers, and he knows he's winning the infantry fight. So biyishun needs to focus the infantry, while Helvetian can freely just target these Eastern Slingers. You're going to get good kills, but these guys will rout and probably come back, so it's not a huge deal. Now he needs to use his Horse Archers very effectively, and these Citizen Cav aren't breaking through this gap, because there's only 3 Noble Blood Cav, and they're otherwise engaged on the flank here. And now you can see that these Noble Cav will flank around, but there's a question of how much they'll be able to do. There are Citizen Cav in reserve. Hippias Lancer Gen is untouched and just kind of sitting around. And now, if these slingers die, it's going to be a big problem. Yeah, these slingers are dead now. And these Horse Archers also got charged, so without the slingers, there's no chance for biyishun to do anything here. And like, he is going to be able to slaughter these Citizen Cav, but all he needs to do is like survive long enough for his to win. And since there's no real threat of his slingers to carry in the late game, there's really nothing he can do. He just needs to. I think, well, the real problem was, like, he let his infantry get charged, right? If he didn't let his infantry get charged, he would still probably be in a lot of trouble, because Brazilian hoplites backed up by Axe Warriors, it's just a deadly combination. And Axe Warriors are getting in for free, not getting Javelin, not getting charged, and that would have been very helpful for the fight to go in Helvetian's favor, even if the charge was clean from the Cartleys. The Cartleys just got demolished here. I mean, they did end up doing okay, but imagine if they got in for free. If they got in clean, they would win this fight, right? And these Axe Warriors had to be kind of doing double duty, but ultimately it just wasn't enough because like these hoplites were gonna get murdered, and the Colchian Nobles did wrap around the flank effectively. You can see them here, but there's just not enough left on the field for Massilia. I mean for Colchis at this point. These slingers are getting nice shots. Did manage to keep them alive, but he really needs to be passive with his cav. Like, you have a 4v2 slinger advantage, there's no need to go after his skirmishers. You really need to protect your own skirmishers. Keep your horse archers for the late game or get flank shots with them if you can, but not losing your cav like this, because trading skirmishers is totally favorable for Massilia, who has better cav in the first place, right? Even so, it's kind of still a close fight. But these Massilian hoplites are pretty strong, and there's just not enough slingers on the field for here. Like, there's not enough cav and slingers to win this out. If you had all four of his slingers, there's still a chance. There's a real chance if you had all four of his slingers, because they would just be able to focus down the enemy cav and then start focusing engaged targets to have. He had some infantry left in the late game, a couple Colchian Nobles, his general, and some slingers. He easily wins this. So I think biyishun's biggest mistake there was just allowing his slingers to get caught, and he was just too aggressive with his cav. He could be aggressive with his horse hunters, and that way he could like pin some units in reserve so that he didn't lose his skirmishers. But then just like sit back, focus down enemy targets with your slingers, focus the enemy cav, even shoot the enemy slingers if you need to. You're not worried about them, just focus them 2-on-1, they'll die like 5 volleys or something. And then you'll have a little bit of infantry in the late game based on what you can focus down with your slingers. And then your infantry and your slingers, and if you have any cav left, that would be nice. Easily will defeat any infantry, because infantry is just not that strong in the late game against cav and slingers. It's just a fact. And if you have your own infantry, a couple Colchian Nobles that can add down enemy units for rear shots, then you're even in an even better position. At least the Palace Lancers are still full, and they're going to kill off the rest of these slingers and kill off the game. So Helvetian will win 2-0 in the lower bracket here. A couple of close battles that could have been even closer, I think, for both of them. I think the two things were that biyishun in this battle, well, in both battles, really allowed his infantry to get charged by the citizen cav, and that was crucial because once they got charged, they had no hope of winning. An already tough engagement. But the engagement by itself was almost pretty close. I think Axe Warriors and Massilian hoplites against Cartley Axemen. Cartleys are probably going to lose, but they will do significant damage. And remember, these Axe Warriors couldn't really stay in combat here because they had to worry about flanks to their rear. So they had to kind of come out and support the rear fight because of the flank with Colchian Noble and Axemen from biyishun's right. And that would have been super deadly. So then it would be just Cartley Axemen against Massilian hoplites, and the Cartley Axemen should win that actually, especially with the axes having such high AP. Because I think the second mistake was then just getting too aggressive with his cav and losing his slingers here. Once his cav came around the flank, it was too obvious for Helvetian to just come in here and kill off the slingers. He knew he had to do that, and so given the opportunity, he would obviously do so, and did it at the earliest opportunity. Meaning the slingers just were a non-factor for the whole battle. So we can just fast forward here. Last few Massilian units gonna die, or Colchian units gonna die. Still a lot of healthy units on the field for Massilia. Still was a close battle, and you can see like there were units left on the field for Massilia, but only the Axe Warriors were really healthy and Pace Lancer again. So if he was just more cautious with his cav and using them in reserve with his horse structures to shoot down the enemy cav and eventually the enemy infantry, there's a real chance he would win, because these slingers, these guys lasted until the late game, 112 kills. Imagine if he was able to do that with all his slingers, right? It would be a lot different. So I think that was just one mistake really cost biyishun the game, but well played to both players. It was quite an interesting series with some interesting matchups as well. So good game. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.